So, Abismo, have you ever thought of the idea that some people actually self-diagnose themselves by projecting onto others? What was it again? Intuitionalists and psychosis?
Because you're unable to recognize reality.
What do you mean?
It's real that the law of excluded middle does exist.
I
Like
believe you.
it's real.
Currently,
Personally,
we're discussing whether memes come from entymemes type Catholics.
Memes come from entymemes. What's an enthymeme?
I'm a
Truncated
trans
syllogism.
Catholic.
Yeah, they're learning today. They didn't know what an enthymeme was.
No,
I'm
Well,
learning.
also
I'm
you don't
learning
know what
already.
a meme is.
I think you don't know what an enthymeme
Bro,
was.
I beat Metal Gear Solid 2 when I'm like 12 years old. I learned about memology and I didn't know what an enthymeme is. I guess I'm a poser, bro.
Yeah. Entymemes have nothing to do with memes.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Abismo, have you ever thought that you might be an intuitionalist?
Intuitionalist? What the fuck is that?
Someone who really, really relies a lot on their intuition.
That's not what intuitionalist logic is.
That's kind of how you described it, but go ahead and give a better definition.
Damn, I might be an intuitionalist. I feel called out.
It's in the side chat.
Intuitionalistic logic is a subsystem of classical logic that doesn't accept certain rules that are essential to classical logic, such as the law of excluded middle and double negation elimination.
Right. And then you replace it with disjunctive logic or
Can
disjunctive
you
syllogisms.
tell me what the law of excluded middle is?
So, all of your symbolic logic are not sound.
Okay, can you tell me what
But
the
that
law
doesn't
of
matter
excluded
to you
middle?
because you don't believe that falsifiability applies to disjunctions.
So I'm not gonna receive a response about what the law of excluded middle is.
Silence is violence. Silence is violence.
I actually cannot understand your pronunciation. God bless
Who's
America. We're
that?
building a new Death Star. God bless America.
Building a new Death Star.
Abysmal.
God bless America.
Abysmal. Are you gonna answer esoteric paternalism?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
said
Again,
you said
making up more words and
I'm not making
logical
anything up. I'm
paradigms.
literally asking you a question. You say I'm an
you listen.
intuitionalist.
Yeah, but the thing is
You
if
can type
if
it.
you reject the law of excluded middle, then you can make up all
I'm
sorts of
asking
stuff.
you what the law of excluded middle
'Cause
is.
you don't
Can
believe
you
in
explain it to me?
contradictions.
Can you
Yeah, you
explain
can't.
to me what the law of excluded middle is?
You can't
how about
evoke a
this?
law.
Then
You
if
can't
I'm
evoke a
wrong-
law that you
God
can't
bless
If I'm
explain,
India.
bro.
wrong,
God
then
bless
prove to me
India
what
for
a
the amazing
contradiction
music.
is.
No, bro.
God
Answer.
bless
I'm
India.
actually. I'm
Prove
actually
to me-
retarded.
okay,
I'm
so
actually retarded. I'm
okay.
retarded and explain it to me like I'm a child. What is the law of excluded?
If you're retarded, then you can't be here. It's just P or not P. That's it. So then you explain to me what a contradiction is, please, from your
P
worldview.
or not P? That is what the law of excluded middle is. Okay. Right?
Yeah. No. So explain to me now. Okay. So my question to you is, how do you account for contradictions?
Oh, I don't. I'm retarded. So
Okay.
can you now tell me without taking 5 minutes?
No. So once you admit that you're retarded, right, and you're just gonna be universal skeptic.
Oh wow, that's kind of weak.
It's not weak.
Can you
at all.
unmute him?
No.
Can you unmute
It's
him?
basically okay. Now, since you're advocating for someone who's making bad faith, quote unquote, propositions,
I'm not making
it's over.
arguments, dude. You tell me that I'm rejecting 2 laws. It took you 5 minutes
Right.
to answer the first.
Okay, so you asked me questions, so then I ask you a question. How do you account for contradiction?
And I'm
right?
telling
And you
said,
said,
I don't.
well, I don't have to because I'm just ignorant. I'm stupid.
I don't have to. I said
okay.
I don't.
Well, if you're stupid, then you just stay muted. You're just a universal skeptic then.
Excuse me.
Because
SPQR.
This is why we're the biggest
H1B visa, SPQR. H1B visa, SPQR. We will bring back the SPQR. The Senate and the Roman people, we will bring them back. Romania,
bro. The flat Earth room can't even come close, bro.
Empire.
Okay, yeah, sure. The flat Earth room can't even come back, bro.
I think
they can't even come on our level. Why not unmute Esoteric? I want to see what he was gonna say. He admitted he's retarded, right?
Yeah, he admitted he's retarded, but he's not gonna give an account for how contradictions exist.
Right.
He could also disclaim that fact, but then he has to first account for how a contradiction is perceived, right? And so he has to explain how it's not really a contradiction. But he's just gonna remain totally skeptical to it. So if he doesn't want to give an account for how a contradiction can exist, then he's not engaging in the conversation anymore. Does that make any sense to you, Apophatic?
It made so much sense.
So how about this, Apophatic?
Yeah.
Do you accept the law of non-contradiction
Yes.
as a real axiom that it like exists formally
Well, I believe
beyond
it can be justified,
observation?
so I don't believe it's purely axiomatic, but I believe that it's true. It's a true
Okay.
proposition, yeah.
So so you believe it's true, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Does that exclude statements like P or Q?
What do you
So
mean
like
P or Q?
what if you replace not P with just something else like Q? Do you
Okay,
accept that?
A and
Do you
Q?
accept that on equal terms with P or not Q or P or not P?
No, no, I don't accept that on equal terms.
Why not?
Because A and not A, the affirmation negation is what a contradiction is. So when you say A and P, that's not really a contradiction. That's just like it's conflicting.
What about P or not Q? Do you accept that on equal terms as P or not P?
P or not Q? No, no, I don't.
Why not?
Because P and not Q is not an affirmation and negation of P and or Q. It's an affirmation and negation of two different things. So, like a contradiction is only a contradiction if there is both the affirmative and negative, like A or not A, at the same time and in the same sense. So, like
Correct.
A and not Q wouldn't be a contradiction. But
Correct. You can be positively negative, but you can't be negatively positive.
I don't know what that means, but I think okay, yeah. What is a contradiction to you, though?
So
Yep.
it would be a violation of the law of identity, precisely as you put it. So here's what's meant by you can be positively negative, right? But you can't be negatively positive and still have an affirmative statement.
Wait,
That's what we're
wait,
talking
wait,
about.
wait. A contradiction is the violation of the law of identity? Okay, so let me give you an example.
Did he just cut out for everyone, or was that just me?
That was just you, yeah.
Bro, he got fucking assassinated. What happened?
I have no
I'm
idea.
still listening to him. Just be quiet.
Apophatic, you muted yourself. Like this is just basic rhetoric. Affirmative statements are just positive affirmations. That's it. It's a statement that you're trying to declare as true. You can't make a affirmative declaration of a negative. That's stupid. You can't make a negative affirmation
I had to fix
as
my
being
microphone.
true.
I'm back. All right.
Did you hear
Okay.
anything that I said, or were you like completely muted?
I was deafened
He
for
was
just like
deafened.
a minute. Anyways, I had to
So
fix my. 1 second. I asked you, and I gave an objection, right? And I said, well, a Muslim, that's a contradiction within their worldview, right? How does that violate the law of identity, for example? How does that meet that criteria? Because you're saying a contradiction is a violation of the law of identity, right? So, what about contradictory propositions that don't violate the law of identity? Hello?
So, law of identity A equals A, right?
Yeah.
It can't be both A and like not A, right?
But that's but
So
once but
in
that's
rhetoric, yeah. So
you're
so
technically right, yeah. But the
you're right. So in rhetoric, right, affirmative statements have to be declarative propositions that are asserted as true. That's why, like, in rhetoric, you
true
can't
statements
have,
are declarative propositions that are considered true. Yeah.
and you
They're
can't, so
declarative
in
statements.
rhetoric, you can't have statements that are negatively positive.
What does this have to do with what a contradiction is?
So
It's like,
a
what?
contradiction is just A equals not A equals not A, right?
Well, it would just be A and not A at the same time and in the same sense.
Yeah, but that's still a positive, that's still like an affirmative statement.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
why we can have, that's why we can still have it as a formal law.
Well, we would just say, okay, so would you agree that a contradiction is where you have both P and not
If
P at
you
the same time and in the same sense?
if you deny, if you deny that that is a positive statement, then you're contradicting the law of identity.
Okay, can you agree with my definition that I
Like
just
what,
gave?
like
Do you
it
agree with
is what it is, right?
my... do
Not is what it is. That's both a contradiction and it
Abismo,
violates.
Abismo,
No,
can
no, no, no.
you...
Think about it. Think about it. Okay.
No, Abismo, please, can you just
Whatever
tell me if you agree?
isn't
Can you tell
is,
me,
right?
can you
Think
tell
about
me if
that
you...
statement. It's not only a contradiction
Okay.
in terms, it
Can you
also
tell me if you
violates the law
agree
of
with the
identity.
definition I gave? Can you tell me if you
No,
agree?
dude, definition of what?
Okay, I defined a contradiction as A and not A at the same
Correct.
time and in the same sense. Do you agree?
Correct.
Okay, there you go. That's the definition. All right,
Well,
I'm fine
that's what
now.
I said, right? So
I'm fine now.
that's what I began with, right? So it's an we can accept it as a formal law because it's still an affirmative statement. We're being positively negative, right? But if we were to take this to mean rather that not A is A, right? That's a negative negatively positive, affirmation. So not A is a contradiction, quote unquote, and also violates the law of identity. A equals A. It's pretty clear.
Can we unmute esoteric now?
No,
Why not?
because we just had to fucking hash out the work for him. He couldn't provide it. He conceded it. So he doesn't deserve a space at the table to speak. So
But like, this is a huge
I'm gonna
room and
post
almost
it
no
one
one's
more
talking.
time. No. Then can we I'm gonna post it one more time, okay? Doubt that does not invoke a certainty as part of problematizing another certainty is subjective doubt and unfamiliarity with the matter at hand. Do you agree?
Can you restate that, please?
Doubt that does not invoke a certainty as part of problematizing another certainty is subjective doubt or an unfamiliarity with the matter at hand, correct?
Whoa! This
So,
is just
for
so random.
example, if you can't be certain of one thing, how can you be taken seriously to be certain about another thing, correct?
Are you just saying that if you're not certain of one thing, that it's absurd to be certain of another?
No, if one is doubtful, right, on the certainty of one thing, then how can you take them to be any more certain when it comes about the certainty of another thing? It's ridiculous. If anything, like we would just assume that you're just unfamiliar with either one of them or both of them. Okay? So if subjective doubts invoked as if they okay, so therefore subjective doubts invoked as if they are arguments would just be sophistry. Correct?
Huh.
We just talked about what affirmative statements and are not, and the conditions by which we can hold to certain logical axioms, like the law of non-contradiction.
What does this have to do with
So if one does not, right, if one only invokes, right, their doubt to either certainty on one or the other, whether it's a law of identity or law of excluded middle or the law of non-contradiction, then they can't problematize either or. So
I think
that's the
esoteric can provide some
definition.
insight. I
No,
think
no,
he
no.
can provide.
This is a definition of what bad faith argument is.
Maybe he can provide some insight. I think he
Wrong.
may be able.
Nope. He was given plenty of opportunity. It's on the recording.
What
So to be
recording?
clear, this guy's just doing what he was just taught in the Flat Earth channel. That's what you guys went over this today, so I'm proud of you.
Is your channel taken over, Abysmal? How many people do you have muted? You have Tiger,
He has 5 people serving
Esoteric.
mute.
That's
Can we
actually probably
unmute
fun.
Esoteric now? I think he could provide some
No, no.
insight.
If you
dude.
advocate for him, he's gonna mute you too. That's how like 3 people got mute.
I'm not advocating for anybody, dude. Plus, I'm a
You
moderator. I'm just
No,
saying.
dude. It's like the
Maybe,
North
maybe,
Korean camps. They send you and your entire family.
maybe we can hear a possible good objection from Esoteric.
Perhaps.
Why not Abysmal? Why not? What's the other reason not to?
Because we've sufficiently addressed like the core root of the issue, how we can accept the law of non-contradiction or the law of excluded middle.
But what if he has a rebuttal? You don't know about it.
Axiomatically as a positive statement.
What if he has a rebuttal and we don't know about it?
We've already accounted for their objections. We're done.
Okay.
Or do you not agree? Do you want to run through the
No, it's not like I don't agree. I'm just saying that there
No, I
could be
understand.
another.
Well, here's the thing. Do you want to steelman their position?
I really no. That's why I wanted Esoteric, because like I just can't steelman it.
SPQR Reviver. I think SPQR Reviver wants to say something.
So just to be clear then, okay? So are we in mutual agreement about where we're at in the conversation and what the problematic is?
Oh yeah, bro. We're
okay.
like
all right.
completely in agreement.
Bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Am I unmuted now? Nice.
Yep, you're unmuted.
Okay, so what's the question? What's up, man? Thanks.
Do you see what I mean, apathetic? What's the question? This is amazing.
Okay. Esoteric. My question is what is it? What rebuttal did you have to like that just amazing argument he presented?
Man.
This is what psychosis sounds like. You wanted to release the.
Wait, that was someone else laughing. That was R9K.
It was R9K.
Apathetic. The thing is, apathetic. There's nothing there. That's the thing.
Oh yeah, I just think that your logic is just so good that you just can't answer it.
What am I supposed to be providing a rebuttal for?
He's lost.
For his amazing argument that he presented that destroyed yours.
What was the argument?
The argument? What was my argument?
No. The argument that he presented that destroyed your argument.
I see. Okay. I mean, it's fascinating.
See, it's almost like you couldn't even comprehend it, right?
Yeah. I mean, apparently I'm an intuitionalist, so I guess it's just surpasses my intuition.
Well, like, isn't the axiom also an intuition?
Oh no, man. That's my. I'm sorry, I can't play along.
I have a suspicion that they came in here expecting like all theists to be like precepts or something, and so yeah, they came in with like a
they really thought that you were at the level of a precept. I mean, I can't imagine. All right, I think I need to mute him. All he's doing is just like cackling.
I apologize. I'm sorry. I need to mute myself. I need to put myself on push to talk. I really apologize.
Like,
I was muted for so long. I didn't adjust my mic.
Because the reality is this is what the next generation looks like.
I mean, I just fear for the next generation. Are people like liking you to a precept?
I have no interest in teaching them or giving them benefit of the doubt or anything.
Please, Abysmal, we need it. Please, I'm begging.
I'm very soft and I'm very gentle.
I I think
Abysmal,
we
we
need to go
need your
something back
intellect.
to like the principle of the desert fathers. You know, if you want to go, if you want to find God, if you ever get to that point, you'll find him in the desert. Because
Can
if
you
you
tell
can't
I
find him
think
in
me?
you'll
the
find
desert,
heat
if you
exhaustion
can't
and
find him
like
in the
heat stroke
desert,
in the
esoteric,
desert.
you never will. And that just might be your truth. And we'll just have to take your word for it.
Can you tell me how God influences your philosophy?
Is another precept set up? Is that the only scripture
No,
you
I'm
use?
just genuinely asking. Like, if God doesn't influence your philosophy, it's fine. You can just say no.
I mean, it doesn't have to, because it's not a question of existence isn't a question of necessity for the intellectually honest person, or like true Socratic ignorance.
I mean, see how
Okay.
good his answers are? Like, how are you going to even answer back to that esoteric?
Not entirely sure, to be honest.
I mean, if you believe necessity be the case, then you have to provide the justification for it.
I'm sorry, but I
That
don't
what
know what
is necessarily does exist. Is that your stance?
what
Is that your
is
position?
necessarily does exist. What? Abismo, sometimes you talk to me with a PhD level vocabulary, and sometimes I'm
It's
only
not a
graduate
PhD
level.
level of vocabulary at all.
So,
Abysmal, your words confuse me sometimes. You're very smart.
yeah, what do you mean by basically like what is and a necessity it provides? Like what, like the necessity required? What do you mean by that? What are you
But
asking?
yeah, he just uses very much a large vocabulary that most people can understand because you're normies, right?
Very
Yeah,
bigly
exactly.
You just don't
vocabulary. Very
understand
bigly
these like huge
vocabulary.
Dude,
concepts.
I've only used like what, like maybe 5 words.
Yeah, can you explain those? Can you repeat those 5 words for me, actually?
So if you're assuming, right, that one has to have God
That's more than
in their
5. You're over
quote
the count.
unquote philosophy, right? That was your question, right? That's the
No, no,
premise
that's not
before you
my
put.
assumption. I'm asking, does God influence your philosophy, or how does God influence your philosophy? The answer, a possible potential answer, can potentially be like, they don't.
It
Or
doesn't.
maybe it's just something my
So
philosophy
no. I
concludes.
answered you. And what I tried to do is I actually try to give justification for my answer as well, which is that
Airtight esoteric.
it's not necessary. That's what I said.
Your
But
answer is
I
that
guess I
God.
guess you kind of missed it. I guess you kind of missed the implied premise there because you're stupid. Because
So
you're
your
impatient.
answer is that God is not necessary for influencing your philosophy, right?
Correct. Or any philosophy for all that matter.
Okay.
It's not necessary.
Now, whether it's necessary or not, does God influence your philosophy?
Is that your position?
I'm asking a
What?
question.
What do you mean is that his position?
Genuinely asking a question. And I'm not making a position or a statement here.
No, I actually don't think your question is genuine.
I really don't think it's genuine either, esoteric. I think
It's
it's
just
just you're
basically a
trying to
subjective form of
get him
doubt.
into a
Like, you don't
trap,
have
bro.
certainty on either the case
But he's too smart to
of
fall in a trap.
necessity, or in this case it's either necessity or God. You don't have any certainty on either of those. So it
He
we
was
couldn't say
asking you
that
a
you're
question,
in
bro.
good faith about either of those two, because you could just be equivocating between those two terms,
Airtight logic right there.
and we wouldn't be able
So,
to know the difference.
so
So
I might be
I've given you my stance, which is that it is not necessary, right? Or God is not necessary to any philosophy.
Okay.
How
That
do you deal
wasn't
with
the
that?
question, though.
So
Okay.
you can either reject that claim, or you could validate the claim
Okay, I
yourself,
accept the claim under the premise that there could be secular
under the
philosophy.
premise of there could be secular philosophy. Yeah, you see, so again, you're doing another freaking disjunction. Like, whatever. Okay,
What does that
fine,
mean?
whatever. You could say, yeah, P or T,
See, it's a
P or
disjunction.
Z.
See,
Okay, that's
see,
fine. Go
esoteric.
fucking do it.
Yeah.
Go find. Go. You're free to do that, right?
Wait, can you explain to me
Like,
how it's a
then
disjunction?
here's the thing: if you want to go find God in the desert, you're more than free to do that. If you can't
So if
find
anyone
him there,
disagrees
well,
with you, they should just
maybe
like go to the
now you
desert.
know the answer. Maybe God isn't for you. That's just the way it is, right? It's not necessary to any like formal law of logic. It's not necessary to whether establishing positive affirmance statements about like the state of the world as it is.
Abismo, do you have a personal relationship with God?
Yeah.
Okay. Does God influence the way you think?
It depends, like, on what the context is.
Sure, just any context.
On any context, on faith and morals, absolutely it does.
Okay, on faith and morals. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Some of that faith is basically how everything like kind of exists, right? How basically we believe in things, how we interact with
So
them.
there could be like a practical sense of faith if that's what you mean, but I don't think,
Uh,
again,
Faith
it's
is
not
just a really vague
necessary
thing to
there,
say
right?
that's influence.
So I'm not going to have faith in people in the way that I'm going to have faith in God or like the law of God, so to speak. But
the law of God.
those
Okay,
laws of God, are are those statements which could be said to say it's necessary that God, quote unquote, reveals those, or else we wouldn't have known it in the first place as being
okay,
true,
fair
right?
enough.
But that would
So
only apply. That would only apply to a divine set of propositions, and it
defines.
would still remain the case. It would still remain the case that it's not necessary for God to base any other proposition that is not about faith and morals.
Okay, and with the responses where you talked about basically the influence of God, would you say those two things can fall under philosophy?
I'm sorry, can you reframe?
Would you say so? The two responses you gave for faith and
Which two
basic.
responses can you now? So this is the way
Uh,
communication works, right? Right.
He was
Just
in the
so
middle of
I'm
speaking.
clear that you can hear what I've said, you can ask to clarify whether you've heard me correctly by restating my response. Go ahead.
sure. The response that I'm talking about is when you gave the response regarding
No, no, no,
faith,
no.
faith,
Regarding what? Regarding what?
regarding
He's
faith
literally
and
speaking.
morality, and how God did indeed influence those two things.
Necessarily, or else we wouldn't know that that's the case, correct?
Oh, God necessarily influenced those two things. Thank you for the correction. Would you consider basically faith and morality to fall under something that could be referred to as philosophy?
No, it would fall under theology because these are matters pertaining to truth and not knowledge. It's a very important distinction.
Do,
Very
do
important
you think
classical distinction.
theology and philosophy is mutually exclusive?
They are not mutually exclusive
So when you said no, they fall under they fall under theology, why did you say that in regards to me asking whether they would fall under philosophy?
because those propositions or sets of propositions are inaccessible to either one, observation, or two, logic or reason.
So morality is inaccessible to basically logic or reason?
Unless it was first revealed. So that's why I said, right? That's where necessity comes in. It was necessary, right, that they're revealed to us.
It
For
is
us to know, to even know that they were true.
so it is accessible to logic and reason as long as it's revealed and it has been revealed.
Necessarily, correct.
Okay. And if it is accessible to logic and reason because it has been revealed necessarily, then that would be philosophical in nature, correct?
No, that would be theological in nature.
They're not mutually exclusive. It could be both philosophical and theological. You gave the response that basically it would not be philosophical because it is not accessible to logic and reason. But now we understand that it is accessible because it has been revealed, meaning it can fall under philosophical terms, correct?
But our philosophical terms couldn't come up with those sets of propositions to begin with.
Okay, I'm not talking about its origin. I'm talking about basically whether it
So
interacts and influences with it.
let's ask the question. Okay, so I think a clarifying or a substantive case needs to be made. How do you understand philosophy? What is philosophy?
That's a very vague word. I think philosophy
It's
is
not a
basic.
vague word at
Uh,
all. It's very
I
clear,
was, I was, I
definition
was
wise.
It's obviously the love of wisdom,
Perfect.
philosophia.
Yep.
Hello.
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 so as I was saying,
It's just the love of wisdom, right?
Okay, so as I was saying,
Philia
basically,
Sophia, right?
Yo,
I would
bro
say
does
for
not
me,
I mean,
I would
dude,
say,
your level of
crazy.
psychosis and doubt, man, is just gonna leave you with you're just
what?
stuck in
Wait
a
a minute.
bottomless pit. Dude,
I'm
I'm
trying.
willing.
What?
Listen, I'm willing to
You
go
haven't
down
even let
into the
him
pit
finish his
with you.
I mean,
sentence.
how
Just
do you
know
not
that I'm just gonna
understand this,
drown you
bro? The
down
level
here.
of psychosis is
I'm gonna
like
drown you
Yo,
down here.
let him finish his sentence. Fuck, man.
So for me, philosophy is probably like discourse or studying, or like, let's say, talking about the nature of things such as, let's say, reality,
bro.
epistemology, knowledge, and other things such as
Did you just say
morality and other.
epistemology and knowledge? You just repeated
Look,
the same
you
thing.
go fuck yourself.
You said epistemology,
Look, you know what
knowledge.
I meant. You know what I meant. You know what I meant. I'm fucking
No,
saying it
no,
off
no,
the
no.
top
No
of
one
my
is
head.
under obligation to understand your position for you.
Dude, he's fucking with me. He knows I said a
I
talk
think
like.
you're fucking with yourself, Esoteric.
Actually, sir.
I think you have a serious case of mental masturbation, Esoteric.
Okay, fair
You're
enough.
mentally
Isn't that what you
masturbating
do,
from the
Abismo?
spiral down to
Epistemology,
the abyss.
metaphysics, and
Continue.
ethics and
Please
aesthetics.
continue.
Okay, so I think that's a fairly comprehensive definition I gave.
I don't think it's comprehensive at all.
Philosophy
What?
was invented by Jewish
No,
Zionists
I
to
think you're
control us.
equivocating between truth and knowledge now.
What?
What? Knowledge is the same as. I mean, yeah, you're right. I think you're right.
For me, knowledge is
Because I mean,
justified
you're pretty
belief.
redundant there, right? Like, oh, it includes like Apathetic pointed out.
You know what?
to
You know
me,
what? You're actually.
knowledge and epistemology.
You know
That
what?
seems
You're
pretty redundant.
you're
That sounds like a
actually.
double affirmation. What do you mean?
You know what? You're
Right?
actually
I
right.
think you're just equivocating between
You know
knowledge
what?
and truth now.
Abysmal, you're actually right. Knowledge is justified true belief in my under my system of what I define
Yeah, I reject
knowledge
JTB.
as.
I reject the JTB.
And okay. And truth can exist without necessary knowledge of it, right? Depending on your definition of truth and which theory of truth.
Actually, again,
Ah,
in
go fuck yourself. We said
mathematics, there are certain equations, right, that cannot be proven as being false or true and have to be taken axiomatic. That's Gödel's theorem.
So you never heard of correspondence theory?
okay. Go ahead. I did
Sounds
hear.
like a
Heard of
Jew.
correspondence theory.
Wait, was that to me?
Yeah.
That's why I
Yeah.
said it's.
So I mean,
That's why I said it's relying on
this
your
is
theory of.
this
Oh,
is where
oh,
right our projects will depart at this point. You see what I mean?
okay.
You're free. You're free to like flap around. That's fine.
Okay, fair enough. But he asked me a
But
question.
right. But here's
But,
the thing. According to our worldview, you're just a sophist.
okay, so correspondence theory of knowledge, of course, that will require proposition to basically have any
Blah
sort
blah
of
blah
like.
blah 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 blah. Stop preaching, please.
I was
That's
trying
not
to.
nice,
Preaching now.
Abismo.
The
Okay, you know
irony
what?
Abismo,
of
that's
you
not nice.
saying
He
that
I
has
is
will.
the talking
stunning.
I
stick.
will
There's no
skip.
preaching in this room,
Abismo.
esoteric.
Abismo, he has the talking stick.
Yeah, no preaching in
That's
Ask
the
the
There's
part.
Catholics
no
room. How
preaching in
dare
this
you?
room.
I
Okay,
know, what a shocker.
Look at the
Abismo.
rules of the room.
You know what? Fine.
No
I
preaching.
will ignore the
There
tangent,
is zero preaching in this room.
and I will go back with
Sir,
my
you
question.
broke the one rule that says don't be fallacious.
So, Abismo.
Or who's
Stop
fellaciously? What's
stop
up?
filleting other
Wait,
users.
who?
Stop
Anybody
filleting
that denies
You did it?
Abismo's
I didn't
position
do
is
it. How could
fallacious.
it be me? Oh my gosh. Who's
Abismo.
Stop giving
me? What
fellatio
am I?
arguments, guys. Come on.
If you believe the
What is
basically.
me? I didn't say I. Who? You? You too?
Okay.
You sure you still don't smoke the THC?
If God reveals something to you, and then you can access it through logic and reason, wouldn't that be God interacting with your philosophical
I
system?
don't believe the mind of God can be accessed from this side of heaven through reason and logic.
Did you say that God revealed something, and because He revealed it, we can access it with logic and reason?
Oh, only what he has chosen to reveal.
Okay,
By
but He has
necessity.
chosen to reveal something, apparently.
Correct.
Okay,
Interesting.
so that interacts with.
That would be quite an interesting claim if it were true, wouldn't you say?
That's what you said.
Who are you?
I mean, our room is just bigger
Who
than
are
the,
you,
the flat
esoteric?
Earth room. We're just better,
Wait,
bro.
why are you asking who I am? I'm talking about what you said.
But
I mean,
who
we
are
give
you?
like free entertainment here. You see.
Yeah.
Who is you?
Dude, it's over.
And
Joel.
God used logic and reason to reveal himself.
No, the argument is that God revealed something and you can access that thing that was revealed with logic and reason.
No
So
preaching.
that would...
Stop preaching.
What?
Yeah, stop preaching esoteric. This is Ask the Catholics room, right?
I
Yeah, there ain't
apologize.
no preaching in here. We only believe in homilies, sir.
This guy
Hallelujah.
stinks.
I love God. Who created the white people?
Yakub.
Yakub.
Same, same.
God bless Elijah Muhammad, guys. God bless Elijah Muhammad.
Wait, why is Abysmal laughing? He's the only one that
Abysmal, do you
cannot
know what
laugh.
that's a
That's
reference to?
crazy. Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
I mean, esoteric. You're just like, you have never actually read Agrippa. You haven't partaken of Sophia. I mean, it's just crazy. It's
That
insane.
nigga thought he was a part of the team.
Yeah.
That nigga thought he was a part of the team. He started laughing. Nigga, shut your stupid ass up too. Nigga thought he was a part of the team. Nigga thought he was Drake in the 2011 Olympics. Nigga thought he was a part of the team.
He's in the Avengers, dude.
Yo.
Yeah, but Yakub created the white race.
Facts.
It's called the law of Yakub.
Mm.
Thank
It's
you,
called the
Yakub, for
law of
giving me
Yakub.
life.
And you have to deny the law of excluded in the middle. You also have to deny the law of non-contradiction and be intuitionist to understand this.
Yeah, so you're just not like, making a logical argument because you denied Supreme Abismo's position.
I would respond, but I would
God
be
damn.
preaching.
I know, it's airtight.
Yeah.
That nigga Abysmal really
You
thinks he's a
should,
part
bro,
of the team,
Abismo.
bro.
There should be a video of that, but it's like the Twin Towers instead. That would be really funny.
Oh
I would
yeah,
make
facts.
I would make that my banner.
Or maybe Wakanda in
Yeah,
the
you should call
background.
one of the twin towers basically like the law of excluded middle, and then the other basically the law of...
No. So for this channel, what we do is we put the meme of like the laws of logic are actually the Twin Towers, and that's just what we're demolishing right there.
It
So we're
should crash
violating.
into like flat Earth or something.
Oh my gosh, I want to post that in the flat Earth room. Holy shit! You guys, the
Nigga
Earth
thinks
is
he's a part of
flat.
the team.
Bro, what the fuck is Drake doing? What the hell?
What is Abysmal doing?
Going to the Diddy party.
Nigga thinks he's a part of the team.
Abysmal, have you ever been to
Bro,
a
I
Diddy
love
party?
God. You sound so obnoxious, bro.
To be
Abysmal, have
honest,
you ever been to a
it's
Diddy
actually
party?
fine at the moment.
I mean, the
He's
Yeah,
difference
screwed
in
out.
I
what we're
mean,
laughing at, I love of God, is you actually believe it's true, and I believe it's absurd. Don't get me
this
Wait, what
nigga
do you
twisted.
believe
Abysmal
is
really
absurd?
thinks,
We
oh
are
my
not the
god.
same.
Wait,
We
you
are
don't
Yeah,
not
but
believe
the
in
the
law
your...
of
same.
Yakub is fine, though.
We are not the
Wait,
same. What is that, a Slipknot album?
wait, you don't believe in Yakub?
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
We
It's
was
called the law
Kangs
of
and
Yakub.
shit.
If I
Tyrone
give
Yeah,
you...
Jamal.
Oh hell yeah.
it's Jacob. It's not Yakub. It's like
Oh,
Be upon
Jacob.
Yakub.
dude.
Jakob.
Jakob.
Yakub.
Yeah,
Assassin's Creeds. We was
Years
Kangs
ago,
and shit.
exactly.
years
Come on,
Yakub.
guys,
Bro,
ago,
that's
listen,
racist.
listen,
Let's
race
get
the
listen.
white
serious here.
Dude.
race.
Peace be upon Prophet Yakub, dude.
Bro, you don't
Bro, he
understand
wasn't a
esoteric,
prophet.
right?
He was a
I mean,
scientist.
Abismo is not only the most rational and logical. I mean, he posts the best memes as well. We was Kangs.
I agree.
Good.
Oh god, bro.
Dude,
Like,
who said
No, but
Yakub was a
wait, before
Peace
we
scientist?
be
What are you
yeah, we
talking
should
upon
add
about?
him to the
Prophet
team.
Tyrone
Abismo,
We
are
should
you
add
Jamal.
Catholic?
Abysmal to the team. The
Yeah, I mean,
team of
I'm just like, I'm
rational.
smelling the intuitionist off of you right now.
Oh
Okay?
god,
Wait, I
a
do need to ask
god,
this.
bro.
Abismo, you're
Oh
Catholic, right?
god.
Hello?
Abismo.
Hello?
Hold on, I'm
Abismo,
busy looking up memes right now, man.
Okay.
I'm
Oh
on
are you
a
Catholic?
god.
I'm on a train of thought right now.
Are you intuitioning?
He is intuitioning right now.
Yeah, I'm intuitioning. I'm
Can
trying
you...
to meet you where you're at right now, dude.
Thank you,
See where
thank you.
you're
I
at.
appreciate it. Can you just answer? Are you Catholic?
Yes, sir.
Oh, he's Swahili.
Are you... Do you do you give validity to the catechism?
Oh yeah.
So it's not supposed to be used as an
Oh,
index.
did he just
These are,
hoya
the
at the
catechism is
catechism?
just like formalized statements on what the church teaching is.
What the fuck? Are we just gonna gloss over
So
that?
yeah, we are. So if I give you a section of the catechism that basically supposedly says that your cube is a real person that occurred, what would be
Come
your
on, get off the
response?
dirt.
Wait,
The
is there?
Pope said
No,
it. If the
wait.
Pope
Is
said
there?
it, it's true.
Wait. No way. Paternalism. There. Is there? Seriously? Is there?
No, there is.
Pope Francis said
Bro,
so.
if there was, holy fucking shit, I would be going.
Then
I
the
would berate
conspiracies
all
would
of
be
your
real.
asses.
That's why
I
they
would
condemned
berate.
Honorius, because he was talking about
He
the coup.
believed in you, Yakub.
It's
That's what
called
the
the
Pope
law of
tells.
Yakub. What's wrong with the law of
I
Yakub?
bet you, Pope Francis would also pray with the Nation of Islam people as well.
I bet Pope Francis believes in Yakub.
Yeah, he does.